Morning, good morning. Can't get right shut. What's going on? You got like my other new Freightliner hat. Yeah, Freightliner, man. Yeah, exactly. That California swag. All them damn colors. Like some Cali shit. Yeah, wear this when I go to Cali. I'm neutral. What you is, man? I got hair color on, man. I ain't nothing I represent. No. Shit. Look close. But just thinking about some shit real quick before I head out. I ain't got all day to be fucking with y'all. But this is how to buy fuel. Maybe some guys don't know how to buy fuel. Maybe some guys think they know how to buy fuel. This is how I purchase fuel. At times, I ain't gonna say I do it every time. I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause I just found out. Maybe what 4 months ago? Was it about 4 months ago? My partner knows. He just explained it to me. He didn't want to explain it to me. Buddy Bennett. But yeah, it was about 4 months ago, man, 4 or 5 months ago. But well, anyway, about your fuel tax. Okay, for example, this is how you may want to purchase fuel. Maybe it's just me. I'm in Grenado, Texas. I mean, diesel is $2.40 with the Landstar discount. The fuel tax is 20 cents, but I have to drive through Texas, Arkansas. It's 28 cents in Arkansas fuel tax, and the fuel is a bit higher. I think it's 265 at petrol in Arkansas, in Earl, Arkansas, 265 a gallon. Then I have to drive in Tennessee. It is 18 cents, I believe, fuel tax, and the diesel is 250, 256, I believe. If I'm mistaken. I just looked at it. And I have to drive through my next load. I have to drive through. No, matter of fact, this load I have to do 10 miles, like 20 miles in Mississippi, and the fuel tax is 18 cents, I believe. And the next load I have to go back through Tennessee, like I said, 18 cents, back up to Missouri. Damn, I forgot what Missouri is. I think it's under 20 cents. I think it's 18 cents also. But for example, just say that's what they are. So I'll pay, what is it? If I'm not mistaken, it's 20 cents per mile in that goddamn state, in Texas. But like my buddies say, well, don't come out in a wash, come out in a rinse. It all equal out in the end sometimes. But in Arkansas, I have to pay more. So in a perfect world, it would benefit me to buy diesel in Arkansas because I'm driving a few miles through Arkansas. What, like 400? No, not 400. Maybe 400 miles through Arkansas. Hell is my GPS not on? Let's just say I gotta drive 400 miles through Arkansas and just 100 through Texas. I'm gonna pay more driving through Arkansas. Remember, it's 28 cents. Texas will not cover Arkansas, but Texas will cover Tennessee. Texas will cover Mississippi. Texas will cover Missouri. You get what I'm saying? Because their fuel taxes is under 20 cents, but Arkansas fuel tax is 28. It's higher. If I'm not saying this wrong, if I'm not mistaken, I would want to buy more diesel in Arkansas. You know, yeah, the diesel is higher, but the fuel taxes are higher also. Nothing's gonna cover Arkansas. The states that I'm riding through, they're not gonna cover Arkansas. I hope I'm explaining this shit to where motherfucking understand it. You know, it's not going to cover Arkansas. Yeah, it's cheaper in Texas. That's where you guys mainly want to buy the diesel, where it's cheaper. I get it. I was like that. You know, still am, but I still check that fuel tax to see. You want to watch. Well, Landstar has the shit on there, one of their apps, or was it the website, Landstar website, that will let you know how much diesel I would need to buy in Texas. I should buy to cover Arkansas and the other states. It's going to ask you how many miles you're driving through Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Tennessee, and it'll do the calculations for you to help benefit you on how much diesel you need to buy, so you'll pay less in fuel and IFTA taxes. You know, some guys probably don't even know you're fucking paying the shit. I think you pay it at the end of the month. You know, if you're on the op, you're paying the IFTA taxes at the end of the month. Probably haven't fucking noticed. But yeah, it matters, you know. But you know, some guys want to see that money now. I'm gonna get that cheap diesel. You know, I get it. It would make sense. It will make perfect sense if you didn't think about the shit. If you didn't think about the fuel tax, yeah, it'd make perfect sense. It's like buying diesel in Tennessee, in Memphis. It's $2.50 a gallon. Fuel tax, just say 30 cents. You fill up in Memphis. You may have to. I'm about to say, because you're going all the way to Carlisle, PA. You may have to fill up in Memphis, you know, in Tennessee, just to get out this long motherfucker. It's like 700 miles to drive through Tennessee, east to west, I want to say. Could be wrong. But anyway, just say Pennsylvania is one state above Kentucky, you know, which is sitting on top of Tennessee. So you wouldn't need to fill up in Memphis to get out of Tennessee if just say PA was sitting on top of Kentucky. Because you just got to go 250 miles to Nashville and you're out of Tennessee, so you don't need all that diesel. You know, just a little fuel, 30-cent fuel tax, drive through Tennessee. But the thing what I'm getting to, PA fuel tax is 74 cents. So you don't want to fill up in goddamn Tennessee, because when you get to PA, that shit ain't covering goddamn PA. You still owing 24 goddamn cent. No, 44 cent. I said Tennessee 30. Yeah, and PA 74 fuel tax. You still owing 44 cent per mile in fuel tax running through PA. So, but yeah, PA's fuel is $3.50. You know, I ain't gonna go that high. $3.10. You might want to buy some goddamn diesel in PA to cover the fuel tax. You ain't got to fill up because you're only going to Carlisle. You ain't got to fill up to go to Carlisle. You don't need 1,000 damn gallons, 200 gallons to go to Carlisle. You know, you get what I'm saying? You want to buy some diesel in PA to cover that, say 100 miles, 200 miles, you got to drive in Pennsylvania. Get enough diesel, cover that shit, turn around, come out, and get you some in Kentucky. Because I switched the states up. You know, I'm saying Tennessee, Kentucky, PA. I'm just saying if it was set up like that. Get enough to come out of PA and buy some in Kentucky. You know, if you was coming straight back down, which most people pretty hard, because you're going to get the fuck out of the East Coast. Buy some in Kentucky. It's cheaper. And the fuel taxes is cheaper. And go on about your business, you know. But I hope I explained that to where motherfuckers understand it. Watch your fuel tax. This last year I spent 24 grand and some change in diesel. Check my books. ATVS sent to me. I spent 24 grand. Probably would have been cheaper than that, goddamn it, if I won that Schneider. But yeah. hope that makes sense. But watch your diesel, man. I guess I'll say this shit one more time. Fuel tax. Try to explain it one more time. Hopefully I'm right. I think I'm saying it right. Explaining this shit to where you can understand. Watch the fuel tax. Check the fuel taxes in the states you have to drive through. Yes, diesel is cheaper in Texas. But let's say I got to go through Louisiana. It's 10 cent, 15 cent more. It's $2.55 a gallon. But the fuel taxes in goddamn Louisiana is 39 cent. But it's 20 cent in Texas. But I'm sitting in Dallas. What's that, 200 miles, 100 miles to goddamn Louisiana? You don't want to fill up in Dallas, in Texas. Because you ain't driving many miles in Texas. Yeah, the shit's cheaper, but you gonna pay more in goddamn fuel taxes when you get to Louisiana. You know, I think what it'll get you is you can see that right now, that it's cheaper. But you don't see, if you don't do the math, you don't see that you're still paying the same probably if you would have filled up in fucking Louisiana, bought diesel in Louisiana. At the end, like saying, when the rents come, after the wash, well, don't come out of the wash, come out of the rents. When it rinses, oh, you still pay. Yeah, you goddamn got, just say you got $50 off, $60 off the pump in Texas and discount, but at the end of the month, you know, just say you don't run no more. Just say you don't run no more. You run that one load. Just say you go to Georgia, from Dallas, Louisiana to Atlanta, Georgia or something. Yeah, you got $60 off at the pump in Texas. But at the end of the month, you paid $60, $55, $50, $45 in IFTA taxes. Why? Because you drove through Louisiana and that shit was goddamn 38 cents a mile. And you going all the way through. Just say you fucking, I said Georgia. Georgia ain't next to Louisiana. I was there, Mississippi. Next to Louisiana, if I ain't mistaken. But let's just say you going from the top like Shreveport. Is that 49 that drives down, cuts down through Louisiana? You going in a diagonal all the way to the bottom of Louisiana, like New Orleans. You ain't just cutting across short way. You come from the top to the fucking bottom. You riding a lot of miles through there, and that's every fucking mile is 38 cents to pay fuel just to drive through that goddamn state. That's what the if shit is. You got to pay to drive through my goddamn state. You know, like a toll. You got to pay to come through here. That's what the toll. You got to pay to drive on this road. States the same way. I think except for Oregon. I think it's Oregon. They don't have fuel taxes. I think that's what it is. I think that's the state. But yeah, you have to pay to drive through these states. But some folks don't even think about it. Don't even fail to realize. But yeah, it would benefit you to buy diesel in Louisiana, depending on the miles, because you're going to drive a lot of miles through there. Yeah, it's higher. It's 15 cents more. But you finna do 600, 700 miles through that motherfucker. You're only doing 100 through Texas. Why would you fill up in Texas? Because it's cheaper. Oh, buddy. You're going to pay that shit later. When that check come at the end of the month, that settlement, you paid $50 in that damn taxes. And if the taxes, just say that same $50 you got off at the pump in Texas, you remember that 2 weeks ago, a week ago? Yeah, we remember too. Send me my goddamn money. Yeah, we got that from you. Don't worry about it. We do the math for you. We got it. We got our $50. You got that discount in Texas, didn't you? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm glad you did. So you can say that $50 and give it to us. Yeah, that's just how it goes. So, what I'm about to do now, I'm about to fill up in Texas again. I filled up the other day. I'm down to a half a tank. But I think I got more than a half a tank because I'm squatting. I got a heavy load. Oh, squatting. You get heavy loads, you squat. Your diesel hand won't show what you actually have in a tank sometimes because you're squatting. You got a heavy load back there, so you got 40,000 pounds. This is a truck. This your truck. This is your truck. This is your load. Big ass load. It's called weight distribution. Now you got your bellows, you got your bellows, your shocks, your struts, all that shit to keep the truck, balanced. But that son bitch still got that weight on it. It's still gonna squat. In some degree, it's gonna squat. Yeah, it's not straight no more. It got a little squat to it, and that's liquid, man. That liquid gonna notice every fucking movement. All that slushing, especially if you get really low on diesel, that hand is gonna show lower. It may say E, show you on E, light comes on, but you're actually not that damn low. You're not on E. Now when you take that load off, you will see, and drive, you'll see that gas hand goes where it's more than likely needs to be. Or when you turn that truck off, you let it sit for a while, that damn diesel quits fucking moving and shit. It'll also do it. But it's gonna go right back when you start back driving if you got that heavy ass load, because it's still squatting. Just throw that out there. But yeah, it's showing half a tank or whatever. But I know I need 40 more gallons anyway, because I didn't fill up. Last time I was short 40 gallons, and I needed 170 gallons to get me from Laredo to Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it 140 gallons? Shit, I forgot. It was one of them. I know I'm short 40 gallons. God damn it. And but I think I'm gonna fill on up. Just fill this bitch up, cause it's the cheapest diesel. I was just saying, motherfucker, just buy the cheapest diesel. It's the cheapest diesel, and it's not that much a difference on the fuel taxes. I'm not tripping about it. It's 8-cent difference. 8 cents. I can manage with that. 8 cents extra in Arkansas. Like I said, you might want to fill up if the taxes are higher, or buy diesel where it's higher to cover the state tax. No, I'm not going to do it this time because it's only 8 cents. I ain't tripping about it. You dig? 8 cents difference, and I gotta drive through. I can say a little, like 20, 30 miles of Mississippi, turn around, come back through Tennessee, go up to goddamn Missouri. Then I gotta turn around, come back down through Missouri, Tennessee, Mississippi. Then I go to Greenville, Mississippi. I just thought about it. Like 120 miles into Mississippi from Memphis. Then turn around and come back another fucking 100. So if 240 miles. So I may end up buying diesel in goddamn Mississippi. I buy some more in Arkansas. No, it wouldn't make no sense to buy it in Arkansas. It may be 20 cents in Missouri, not Mississippi, fuel tax. So I would want to buy it in Missouri. Buy a little trickle in Missouri. Get on up out of there, cover Tennessee, cover Mississippi, and give it back to the house. But all right, y'all. I can explain it to you, motherfucker, but I still can't understand this shit for you, man. The information is free.